Welcome to Daddy's Money Garage. It's been a while again, hasn't it, John?
People have asked if we're alive.
Somehow the channel is still growing and making money. I don't know. Y'all remember a few years ago?
Feels like it.
It feels like it. I guess really about a year ago. Right after No Name Nationals, my little brother, Jason, he enjoyed No Name Nationals so much that he wanted to get his own race car and build it. Well, not necessarily a race car, just an old car, and build it, and take it to the No Name Nationals.
Ended up with a race car.
Well, yeah, it kind of ended up that way. The second weekend after we were back from Missouri, he bought a 1970 Chevrolet Nova, and we were trying to build it for, like, next to nothing. I mean, we're building a Chevrolet. This thing shouldn't cost a lot to build. But due to some unfortunate events, the project has had to take a different direction.
Bit of a delay.
Bit of a delay.
Bit of a snafu.
I'm pissed off, I guess, really, because it's not our fault. And I have all of this footage from us building the car over the past few months, because I wasn't just going to release, like, here's part 306 of building a car. I was just going to take the time, get it all built, show you all what we did, drop it all as one long video, everybody be happy, everybody be good, everybody has a good time, it turns out great. You don't, like... Fucking shit. If you live in a flight path, don't. Anyway, where was I?
You don't wait for an artist.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. So, yeah, we were putting this whole thing together, and it was going to be one big thing. Now, I still have to do something with all this footage, and I'm not going to just not release it. So, I'm going to segment this, okay? Like, the title of this video is going to be bitching and complaining about X company fucking something up, alright? And if you're here to see that, I'm going to do you the service of putting in, like, right here where that bitching begins.
Right.
But for now, let's rewind the clock, literally about 6 months or so at this point, and show you the footage that we got of putting this car together. And when we're back, I'll walk you through the finished product, and then we'll get to the thing that most people are probably here to see, and that is to complain about the issue. Welcome to Daddy's Money Garage. We're on a field trip from I don't want you to know where I live, Tennessee, to an undisclosed location. We're riding in my old Ford that is now running again because we needed it to. And what are we doing today, Jason, our cameraman?
So today we're breaking in yours truly 454.
And it's a stressful day.
Very
it's
stressful.
So there's not a lot of videos of a 454 being broken in. I can't find a lot of videos of any engine being broken in, really.
The only video I've seen is that one black dude, he is breaking in that small block. That video is funny as shit.
I'll put a clip of that in here.
Come on, baby. Whoa, stop the fuck out of here.
I want to be that guy when I'm
for real.
We've got a very good friend of ours who you'll see whenever we get there in the next hour that is helping us break this thing in. So stick around. Hopefully this isn't a heartache. Hopefully everything goes good, and we'll see it when we get there.
Why don't you quit smoking, Austin?
Hey, you know what? On a day like today, I'm pretty sure that Kansas is copyright.
It's okay. just know, if you get the chance to see him, don't.
Nick the Van Man 90
Hello.
is here, and the illustrious Dallas, owner of the AHRA, breaking in this engine on his stand today.
Nice little 305 you got here.
I know, right? It's pretty, yeah. We just pumped some air in it.
Just a little late to one.
Yeah. We hooked up a bicycle pump to it. The engine's been primed. Now it's got to be timed. Nick, would you explain to the viewers that may not know what an engine break-in is, what it is we're doing?
Well, it can cause chest pains,
Hey, it's got compression.
headaches, nausea,
vomiting.
Oh yeah, the break-in process. Yeah. But yeah,
all you're doing is just breaking the cam in.
so
You're trying to get it to 2,000 to 2,200 RPM.
what's the process?
A lot of people go higher than that, but
what is it actually doing? What's actually going on inside the motor?
you're forming the wear pattern between the lifters and the cam lobes. And I mean, they say you're seating the rings, but you really don't seat those till you drive it. Some acceleration and deceleration under load, but basically you're just running the cam in. Bearings don't actually touch. They shouldn't. So you don't really break in bearings. If your bearings are needing to be broke in, you might have too tight of oil clearance.
I gotta go break in my main bearings.
Yeah, that's not good. I've always just done the cam break in, change the oil, and then just go out and do 6,000 RPM whole shots at it.
Well, how did you used to break in your engines? You said earlier.
I used to put them on fast idle and go in the house and come back in 25 minutes. That way, if anything bad happened, I wasn't going to be upset. I just come out to, a mess in the driveway.
Yeah.
Rod hanging out of the block or something. Poor neighbors having to hear that.
Dallas said yesterday that this is the nicest motor that's been on the stand. I doubt that, though. I mean, like,
I
you
really
had some,
doubt that.
Crazy stuff on here before, and Dallas.
Yeah, I've had some pretty hard, gnarly stuff, but none of them look this nice.
Were most of them Buicks?
Most of the gnarly stuff has all been Buicks.
Yeah, so Chevrolet's half of a Buick.
Yeah.
So I'd say,
Okay, so I got the harmonic dampener set at 10 degrees before top dead center.
Okay.
Now we just got the points opened up, right? Like, well, they should be one lagging after the other. Okay. All right, that's probably good. You get your hold down?
That is an actual GM still-made distributor hold down. In a GM bag and everything.
Guess what? When I did the distributor on my Fiero when the ICM died, I found 3 of them.
Really?
Just sitting on top of the engine because the distributor goes around. The intake comes up and it's got this long neck that goes to the throttle body. It goes around the distributor.
Yeah.
And this might be a little retarded.
There were
when we
3
started
hold
up.
downs.
Yeah, it's better for it to be a touch retarded than a touch advanced.
I'm a touch retarded.
It'd be fine. What's worse can happen?
It loses the cam and then
It won't lose
it
the
has
cam.
to be completely rebuilt.
That 300 in that one has a Delta cam, and my dumbass put it 180 out because I was in a hurry.
Yeah.
And I cranked on, and
Oh,
it
it's
backfired
fine.
into the Flowmaster so hard it sounded like a ball peen hammer hit it. And I just rewired it, fired it up, did the break-in, it was fine.
Yeah, because you bought the cam and lifter set for
Yeah.
it. So it's stuff that you use.
We used to not even do cam break-ins. I remember, like, when I was young, 15, 16, we'd put them in, and the first thing we do is turn the idle screw all the way down so we could hear it hit a lick.
Yeah.
Didn't even break them in.
Yeah, well, you're probably supposed to.
Well, I mean, General Motors didn't break them in when they were new. All they did was start the engine and
but they
run
were
it down.
sloppy back then. Yeah.
No, they weren't.
Sloppy tolerances?
No.
Yeah.
Same tolerances that engine is now.
That might be a little bit tighter. I don't know.
Probably looser.
I don't know. It spins pretty easy. So we're like a couple minutes from turning it over.
Yeah. Very
Scared?
nerve-wracking. Yes, absolutely.
Nerves, rat, pants.
Shid, libs, owed. Hog, cranked. Yeah.
Yeah, left.
Barb, left.
Barb
Need a
left.
hand.
Watch your hands back here, because the
Yeah.
plywood's flying, right?
Hey, you got any earplugs? Grab me some earplugs real quick. Just because I'm going to be right behind it.
All right, wait. Are you going to run the throttle?
I can.
Okay, it's up to you. I normally do it, but
Or you can, and I can set the idle or whatever.
that'd be better.
You don't want to get behind the thing.
That thermostat is not opening.
You could tell it was getting hot because the way it was running, it was having exhaust misfires and stuff, like it's running dead gasoline.
Well, it's probably up to like 260 right now,
Oh yeah.
or 280.
So where's the temp gauge hook to?
Oh, it's right on the intake. Mechanical, so it's up.
I bet the cylinder head temp's up there, that 260, 270 right now.
Yeah, it's hot. Thermostat didn't open up on it.
No.
And so it got up to like, say, 180 degrees. And I went in there and got a wrench and came back and it was at 225.
That's why I started telling him to, when I saw it get up to about 210, I had him start spraying. Because I knew
it wasn't coming down.
It wasn't coming down, it was just climbing.
So we'll let it cool off a bit and start it back up.
Well, before we start, Austin, do you want to explain what was going on?
It overheated and we had to shut it off.
Yeah.
So we ran the water pump manually, got everything cooled off, and now we're going for round 2.
It's up to you.
It had a gigantic air pocket in it.
Happy with that?
She survived!
She survived!
She survived!
She's snappy.
Woo! Is that a relief?
Yeah,
She lived!
I was, my asshole was clenching, I'll be honest with you.
I was too.
That's a lot of money to be sweating.
Yeah.
So you got a broken in, ready to go.
I would relash the valves
Yeah,
when you get back
yeah,
on.
we're going.
Yeah, they were making a little noise.
I could hear it over here.
Well,
but I was like, that, you know, that could
Oh,
be
that's what I
all
told
straight.
him. I think it depends what the cam profile is, because they use such a rapid acceleration and deceleration rate on the camshaft that sometimes you get crash back
Yeah.
on the back side of the lobe,
That when
so
I
they
was,
clatter.
That's a slightly noticeable idle too.
Oh yeah, it's. She lived, man.
Yeah, well now
Dad's-
it's up to 220. Yeah,
Dad's engine's back.
she's hot.
Take
Well, I
both,
guess
see
it's a
what
good
it
time to
looks
take a break.
Yeah.
How about a beer?
Anybody need a beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that oil's good. The oil's clean. Not a drop of water. Nothing weird in it. You got a 454.
Hell yeah.
She lived.
Hell yeah.
Engine
Bush
break-in.
Light is the official
Engine break-ins
house
for
dealer
me,
by Local
now that I've
Hunt.
gotten older and done a few of them, they're like sex. After it's over, I'm like, I wish you'd leave me alone. I just want to eat and watch TV.
On tap, it's pretty good, especially for
That was one of the hardest break-ins I've done. To be
Yeah,
honest with you, yeah. Because I mean, the air pocket,
That was the thing.
that was a thing.
shitty fucking throttle, or the
thermostat.
The thermostat not opening up.
That's had me a little
no.
afraid.
Remember, Dallas, it did open, but it wouldn't push anything through.
It was open on the table. That's right.
What are you doing? Put that camera down. Have a beer. Get this done. Figure out where we want to go. It's on me.
I like flaming on, but that's just me.
Hey, you want it? We got it, man.
Hell yeah. I'm sweating me tits off.
That's my family name.
Me tits off?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. You got like a tartan color or anything?
So what's the plan? Tell the people.
Today is engine goes in the Nova day, as well as transmission. It's been moved. There's been some work done. It's got brakes. They all work. I didn't film it. Who cares? It's brakes. Fuck you. Jason's over there cleaning the headers, getting the oil off them. Hi. And Troy is doing whatever it is.
Troy's working.
And I'm drinking water.
Hey Troy, can I borrow that so I can take it for a walk and annoy my neighbors?
Yeah, loud noises.
Check out the thing that I bought for Troy for letting us store the engine. This is a max pivot engine lift.
Huh.
It is.
You've never seen it, it's fantastic.
It is extremely nice.
Yeah,
That looks a lot better than one of those welded plates made by a blind monkey, you know?
yeah. So,
They always look like Ray Charles welded it with his feet.
Off, you piece of shit.
you pull it further back past the plugs,
Well,
or
it's
past the plug wires, then you should, there you go.
Bonk.
So if it loses a little.
All right, you ready to grab it?
Yep.
All right, now pull it back past the boots
Straight.
and then up and over.
That
There you
hole
go.
was smoking.
It's
That
rust
was
and
just
stuff.
dust.
Oh, I thought it was smoking.
Yeah, it's just rust and crap like that. All right, well, we need fluid before we put torque motor in.
All right. Well.
Hi ho, off to the store you go.
Yep.
Cool.
You need a recircular motor.
The dash is speaking Vietnamese, man.
Can you hear that?
This car's full of shit, man.
You know, when we were 18,
Really glad-
you know, we
really-
didn't have luxury cars at the time. I'm just saying, you know.
I'm just saying, I really love having this Holly box as an armrest.
When I was 18, my car was about 10 years older than me.
I don't think I've ever owned a car that was. Wait a minute. Yeah, I have. That was younger than me, and I was like, wait a minute, I have two of them that are younger than me.
Would like you all to know that my tits are properly moist right now.
Oh, already, we ain't even fucking started really.
See, that's good because when the wind starts blowing, you're gonna
Cools
get
you
that
off.
tingle.
Oh, y'all are gonna see my titties
Get
later.
that little titty tickle.
Hell yeah. Anyway,
This video is going to turn into an orgy on Pornhub. I can already feel it.
that's
Nope.
probably where I'll upload it to.
No, I'm not. No.
I'm pretty sure
Not
that their
today,
ads
no.
pay more than YouTube.
I gotta be honest with you. You probably get more views.
So Nick recommended this torque converter.
Ooh, wine voucher.
Yeah, that's for the wife.
You should use those. Their selection's pretty good.
I'm pretty sure that I'm willing to put money that Summit includes those with their cards so that you can apologize to your wife later for spending money on race parts. They're like, hey, I got some wine vouchers though. Anyway,
So this is a Summit branded, Summit Racing, Summit torque converter.
yep.
Summit or other.
Which means that it was built by somebody else, but Nick knows who, and he only uses these because of that. I forget who actually builds them, but they're apparently really good.
Installation instructions.
Throw those away.
And now we wait.
It's stuck to the tire. Oh, you know what? That's exactly where it can go.
And that's already been rebuilt.
Yeah, it's been rebuilt and built. It's got extra clutches. It's got a hardened sprag, better drum. Like it should handle what this thing will do. And if it doesn't, it'll get a turbo 400,
And then be a little bit slower.
and it'll be a little slower. Yep. But I mean, the turbo 400 was built for these, but this is a built turbo 350, so I think that kind of cancels out. Right? Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Well, there's that one.
Oh, it was already lined up.
Well, right here.
together.
Get it to where it pushes up onto the... Kind of.
Hey, dowels, man. They give us a ½ inch.
Sounds like an H&K man to me.
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
It's close.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's backwards. Yeah, it is. Can't read it. Bro.
Are you retarded?
This is how the pivot thing works. It's pretty fucking cool. It's gonna make getting this thing in easy.
That's not real nifty.
Yeah, it was expensive as hell. I bought it for Troy for letting us store the engine in his shop for months.
Huh. You gonna take that for a walk around the neighborhood?
We're about to get a running start and try to go up and over that, so.
Pump up the jam.
It fit in there really well. That went good. I'm almost, is that the same place that the old mounts were bolted?
Yeah.
I would almost bet that that will work.
I mean, look, like there's the correct clearance
I
right
would,
here.
I would bet that that's going to work. If you don't have bolts for the cross member mount, like the actual mount,
Set it on top of it.
just sit it on top of it and then you can bolt it in later. But go ahead and put your mount on it if you can. Does it come with bolts at all? Like, does it have studs that come out of the bottom? So it's bolts and bolts? Okay.
Which we may have some hardware over.
Maybe. If not, somebody can go ahead and play with the headers and
Yeah, this thing
going.
is freaking awesome.
I know, right? $250 for that motherfucker.
That's how much
Worth
that-
every penny. Yeah.
If I was doing this regularly, that would have paid for itself like
5 times.
otherwise you're losing.
Yeah.
You gotta tighten it up.
These this side's making me think that headers are going to be really fun with that box right there.
Well, those are designed specifically.
They shouldn't be too bad because these, if I'm not mistaken, one runner should run through here and the other one should run really tight, like down and over, I think. And then the other two should run behind it.
All right.
Look at that.
What we're just getting.
I guess grab one of the headers and see if it'll tuck off.
It'll just fit.
It's gonna fit right in there perfectly.
It's gonna fit right in.
That's fine. Now what about the other side?
I'll just
I'll
just leave that there.
Yeah, we'll come back.
That's gonna bolt in just fine.
These should work just fine, dude.
So the headers on. Fuck it.
I can tell you they should tuck right in. It wants it. It's so close.
Maybe come up on the bottom.
Bye, Troy.
There he goes. How she says. So what we're gonna cut off this air cleaner stud that's way too long, and then close the hood, and then get the cross member in, and then I'm gonna go get 5 showers. I think it's loud.
Sounds like Harley's Jeep with the one cylinder missing.
Right? I can't believe he brought the engine stand down in that fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
In Sonoma. What's the price of looking cool, man?
Probably gets the same gas mileage as his regular truck, so.
Did you see you saw his fuel tank? Yeah.
The Sketchmaster 5000?
Yeah. Hot. much time this would have saved us over the course of working on this car if we knew he had this. Instead of trying to fuck with brake lines and shit. So, fuck it. Cut it off. Alright, so we're gonna cut it right here. Right here. Works for me, huh?
Just right on that chrome, yeah. Beautiful.
There we go.
Nice.
The hood is not tightened down. Shut.
What are you hitting?
Shut it.
Are we not lined up with the striker? Don't swing it. Here. Where this is?
Oh, there we go. Okay, we're good.
You're just gonna have to gently close it and not slam it because it is fiberglass.
It used to be, you could just...
We can probably readjust it because that side is further back. Look, you see the body line right here?
Oh, it's a Chevy, it don't
You
matter.
see the body line right there? That side of the hood needs to be brought out.
Alright, cool. Well then, I'm gonna open it and you tighten it down.
Okay. Ooh-wee,
The cowl isn't bolted in. So
Oh, okay.
there's nothing there.
Okay.
What matters is here, back there. Alright, I'm gonna open the hood, go tighten things down. Very carefully, try not to move it. Alright, now go tighten those down.
Just until they're tight. Probably a good idea to put all the spark plugs back where they go to, the wires.
I don't know where they go, it's okay.
You're right, that was very hot.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
It's the same firing order as Mopar. It's 1843652. It's pretty hard to mess up.
There's somebody out there who'd do it.
Yeah, I'll wire it up like a Ford.
You know what the firing order of my first car was? We've been over this before.
Oh look, now it shows like it used to.
Beautiful.
Alright, now the cross motor needs to go in. And we're done. I'm hot as shit.
That shower.
Dude, I know, it's
so
so nice. All we gotta do, cross member. It doesn't even have to bolt to the trans. It just needs to go in.
well, you know, we can cool off in there, you know. It's nice.
I don't want to cool off until we're done.
Nope. You only go in once the job's done. Sounds great. Sounds great.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Off the starter. That entire fuse assembly becomes hot. Okay? Nothing happens, but it becomes hot. 10 amps will come off of that, go up to the key switch. When you click it, it's going to come back down to your ignition. Once you lift the cover and activate it, I'm going to daisy chain all your powers to your key switch or your toggle switches. So once you flip that one, you'll be able to flip fuel pump, fan.
That powers everything else.
That'll power everything else through the relays.
Yeah, because there's no amperage going through the switches.
Okay? On all those switches, when you look, the line coming off the bottom of the switch will be your power out. That's going to go to your relay control. It's going to have a jumper that comes down. That is your light control for that switch. So when you flip the switch, power is going to go through it, back into it to turn your light on. It's going to activate the relay is going to activate your component.
Yep.
Got it?
If the light doesn't come on, the fuse is blown.
Light doesn't come on, shit's messed up.
Master.
Alright. Key switch on.
Get down here and look for leaks.
On. Ignition power. Ignition. Fuel pump. Fuel. Alright, you gotta hit the brake in order for the button to work. Alright, all you, Jason.
You just have to barely push the brake. Give it gas. Give it gas. It's a carburetor. Keep it running. All right, don't harp on. You'll flutter out.
All right, let me get you fired off then.
Yeah, I'm a little bit afraid to.
Yeah, come on out. I'll get you fired off.
What's going on?
Keeps dying.
Are we losing ignition?
That's what I'm just starting to think. As soon as you fire off. So pink is ignition, right?
Yeah.
Ignition switch. Coil was a 15 amp.
Because if you're starting out the button and then you let out the button and it dies, it's typically ballast resistor.
Well, let me check that 15 amp fuse.
Or I mean, the timing could be way off. I mean, it sounds like it really needs.
Do you remember what the initial was?
No, it was set to run.
All right,
So
that's
just
15
whatever.
amp. That's wired. All right, let's check power out there.
How you feeling, Jason?
Nervous?
Why? It's gonna work. You heard it run.
Yeah.
We're at 11.6.
What to that? What's making it to the coil?
One 1.4.
Holy shit! It's
That dude's hot as hell.
It's supposed to get hot, but that's a lot of fucking resistance.
It should still have like 3
It should
volts
still
going.
have like 9 volts coming.
Yeah,
out.
I got 1.4.
So we have no power in the coil.
That would explain it.
Yeah, 11.6 going in,
Ballast resistance.
1.4 coming out.
Ballast resistor is really high. So
What happens if you run straight 12?
we're up point.
That's going to happen over the course of miles.
Well, yeah, but ballast resistor is there to keep them from cratering.
Correct, but can we run it now?
You could, yeah, you could. You have to bypass it. Wait, was that hot?
It was making the ballast resistor hot.
With the
No power
Yeah.
to it?
with the ignition. Huh?
How was that happening?
Yeah, but I fused it.
Huh? That would explain why it's so hot if it's just constant like that.
Does that mean they'll drain the shit out of the points too?
Huh?
No, it's on the key switch.
Is the key on? Ignition on?
Yeah, if there's power getting to the ignition, it's going to go through that.
We are all off.
Is the key off?
Everything's off.
Except for the kill switch.
If it ain't 15,
You know, Jason, wearing that light on your head, you look like every Dodge Ram in my rearview mirror.
Oh, go fucking faster!
stand in the same spot I was just like literally 2 seconds ago.
Well, I mean, it's going to be like 10 or 15 or 20 or however many minutes ago at this point, so...
To them.
To them.
You think they'll care?
Unless they skipped to the thingy that you're going to put somewhere...
Although it'll be past this part, so...
Right.
So, enjoy it! You see how it all went together? You know, it went together pretty easily. It ran great. Had no problems at all. Everything clicked together as it should be. Everything fit in the car as it should. No problems.
It launched a cicada into the atmosphere.
It did do that.
That's on video somewhere.
It's somewhere. I hope I find it. we didn't have to modify anything. We didn't have to like cut and do anything. I think I had to clearance the driver's side header just slightly with a pry bar.
And then when we were doing the motor, I had to clear out a little bit of space for the intake to fit, but that was not a big deal.
All I had to do in the way of modifying any of the aftermarket parts we got was clearance the header slightly, because it was really close to the steering box. I mean, that's normal. It's got power steering. So sometimes you got to do that. I had to do that on my Plymouth.
Whack it with a hammer, it's fine.
No, I didn't have to do that. I just took a screwdriver.
Oh, okay.
And it worked.
Nice.
So let's go to the back and walk you through to the front. Let's show you the finished product. Starting at the back here, I can't open the trunk. Jason's at work. Jason is now a mechanic, and he's at work, and I can't open the trunk. But you've probably already seen the inside. There's a fuel cell and an Optima battery in here. I mean, there's not really much to see. Main cutoff, that works exactly as it should. We put the fiberglass bumpers that came with the car on it, and
they look good.
They look real good. Nick ran a full-length dual exhaust, managed to snake it around all the stuff, put a set of purple hornies on it, and put it out behind the rear tire. And it sounds wicked. It sounds awesome. Jason picked up these factory Chevrolet wheels. I think they're off a Corvette for like $500. Like, we drove to Louisville to get them, and he paid $500 for the set with the beauty rings and the center caps. And like,
that's not
perfect
bad.
shape. It's not bad at all. They came with tires too, but the tires were fucked. One of them exploded sitting in the garage. It just came out, the tire was just shredded, and he couldn't afford to get another tire on it, so we had to push the thing whenever we wanted to work on it with a flat tire. It was this right here. Yeah, it was bad. We'll go to the inside here. The inside of this car is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's been cleaned, you know. This switch panel is awesome. You turn on the main power with the key right there, and then it lights up this switch, which you turn on, and then it'll light up all the other switches, and that does everything that it needs to do.
And it works like a car.
Yeah, it even has a safety, like, so that shifter in there is a B&M, and I forget exactly which model it is. I did know, I forgot, but it doesn't have a neutral safety like option. Like, you can't put a switch there. So what we did, we wired the starter signal wire through the brake light switch, so that you have to be holding the brake to actually start the car. That way that even if it's in gear, it can't move.
Just like a motorcycle.
Totally fine. So, it's got its 6-point roll bar, which is already in the car. These seats that are god-awful are still in the car. It's going to change those eventually. You put a sticker billboard up back there of everything that came with a sticker. I mean, it turned out pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, you know. That's like fucking 20 horsepower right there is what that is.
Yeah, one per sticker.
But listen to this door, man. It's so straight. It's so good. At the front here, put the fiberglass bumper that came with the car on the car. You remember TSS, John?
Yeah, I do.
Only the real Tennessee guys will remember that. That was, you know, the competitor to Summit.
I remember going there about an hour after they closed to meet up with guys and go run on the interstate, do crimes.
Right, yeah, I do too. But here's what everybody really wants to see. This beautiful 454. I mean, what can you say about it? I mean, you saw the video of this thing going together. I don't need to tell you what's in it. You just need to know that it's a 454, now a 470. It was machined by John Shacklett. It's badass.
Cam spec'd by Nick the Van Man.
Cam spec'd by Nick the Van Man. And assembled by me and Technician Troy. Mostly Technician Troy, because he's an actual mechanic. And broken in at Dallas Brown's house with everybody there. It was a big event. We all had a couple beers about it, and it was a good old time. Oh, look!
Dad.
I was just telling everybody you were at work.
Yeah, I'm back.
You've got
Hi, John.
crap all over your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is it every day you leave the shop you're covered in shit? We're in the middle of filming your video. So, if you want to put your stuff away, you can be in it.
I'm about to show you how I put it away.
How, what are you...
There, it's put away.
You just leave all your shit on top of the car outside?
Yep.
You've seen the car go together, you know how it was built, it was done right, like we triple checked everything, we had actual professionals work on it.
We broke it in on a run stand, and then we checked everything after it came off the run stand.
We broke it in on the runs. Like, we did everything just as perfect as you could possibly do. The engine was in the car, and it was running just fine. All right? We even got the first drive on video, and I'll probably throw that in now, I guess.
That makes sense.
Here's the thing. Alright, on that first drive... Oh, wait, hold on. This is probably where people are going to skip to see all the bitching, isn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. Well, you know, welcome. You missed out on, I guess, a lot of it. Not the bitching. You missed out on, like, the setup. So hopefully this will make sense if you just skipped it. The first drive out with the car, it went to the gas station. Alright, we filled it up with gas. And then drove it about a mile. And I was driving it. Wasn't beating on it. You don't beat on brand new engine. Alright,
No.
like $3,000 max.
New engine, new transmission too.
New transmission. New
It's not broken in.
Everything needs to still work together. Even though the cam's broken in, it can still go bad. It's just through its worst, you know, it's through its most likely chance of going bad. So we're taking it easy as we can, and about a mile, right? Like a mile and a half down the road.
Yeah.
It starts acting like it's run out of gas. Like it starts like just sputtering, and then it gets worse and worse to the point where the car just stalls. And I'm like, huh, okay, well, it's a brand new carburetor. It could be that. It could be something wrong with the ignition, because I mean I've had a condenser fail before, and it feels like that. So I get out on the side of the road. I start doing normal checks. Just, you know, check the float bowls, make sure they're filling up. You know, maybe twist the distributor just a hair. Can't get it to run right again. And this was as we were on the way to Nick the van man's shop to get the exhaust put on it. And I call Nick. I'm like, man, I can't go any further. I don't have any tools. I'm gonna need some tools, another set of eyes to look at this and see what's going on, because we can't get it to run. So he comes like 5 minutes later, and he's looking at it, and we go through the same checks I already did, just checking everything again. And Nick starts thinking, you know, I'm thinking this might be something mechanical. And we're like, no, that's unfortunate. It could be the cam going flat. So we're like, well, there's one way to check. We just pop the rocker off and turn the engine over and see which valves are moving and which ones may not be. So that's what we do. Take the rocker cover off, and it's immediately apparent what the problem is. And I have pictures of it. I think Nick even took videos and pictures of whatever he did. I'll put them in here somewhere. That guy's gonna fucking crash and die.
Oh, that's normal here.
Oh yeah, well.
Especially at night.
Either way, the problem was immediately apparent. And I think Nick got pictures. I didn't get pictures because I was too focused on trying to get stuff done. And
Trying to get off the side of the road?
Trying to get off the side of the road.
Yeah.
The lock nut on one of the exhaust rockers had fucking backed off. Like it just it was like 2 threads from coming off. We checked those fuckers like 3 times, because that was like the one thing. Okay, you run it, check the valves. Run it, you check the valves. You make sure that the valves are not having an issue. Well, we know we lashed the valves right. All right, lash valves on a Chevy, set it at base circle. You know, get set the camshaft, get the lifters on the cylinder you're trying to set on the base circle, and tighten down the lock nut until the push rod stops being able to move back and forth but can still spin freely, and then tighten another half turn, and it's done. Real simple. Real simple. Like, the base circle is not even hard to find. It's just when they're closed. Most of the time when they're closed, you're going to be on the base circle. Nick jumped there. You know, we kicked the engine over, and Nick checked the lash on that valve after tightening the lock nut back down, and fired it off, and it ran perfectly fine. It ran just as it was before. Then, like like 2 football fields down the road. You were in front of us, and we hear just like shotgun backfiring.
Yeah.
Like, and we're like, oh god.
And you know, without an exhaust, I think that literally scared the shit out of me. I was like, damn. I wasn't
Oh yeah,
expecting
it's
that.
literally like a gun going off. And you get it into the parking lot, and it stalls and dies.
Yeah, it made
And
it though. It made it.
It did make it. Well, we still hung out for a few hours, and Nick put the exhaust on the car regardless, because it was there.
And he did a great job, by the way. Thank you, Nick.
It needed it anyway. He did an amazing job. And we decided that it would be best to just leave the car there rather than try to limp it home and damage it more, because we had no idea what the extent of the damage was. So we leave it there. Nick goes into work the next day and pops the rocker cover off to check it, and sure enough, that same lock nut had just backed off again.
Walked all the way off.
Walked almost all the way off like it did before. He just takes it completely off and notices that the rocker arm itself had eaten into the factory studs in the head, like where they're mounted. And the lock nut was about to come off, like I said, and the tip of the exhaust valve is mushroomed. Like it's bad. It needs to be replaced bad. So now here's the thing, all right? We totaled up how much you spent on this car, and it came out to, without labor, about $16,500, roughly, give or change, give or take a few hundred.
That's all in, right?
That's all in. That's all of it. Yeah, $16,500 building the car. Yet this one lock nut was poised to tank all of it, and I haven't contacted this company, all right, so I don't want to put them on blast yet, but you probably know who made them, who made the lock nuts and the rockers. I mean, I cannot even begin to comprehend just the lack of quality control. I really hope that they comp us for this, you know, because the damage is pretty comprehensive. Do you comprehend what I'm saying?
I do comprehend what you're saying.
John, do you comprehend what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay. There really is a lot to complain about right now. This is the kind of shit, this quality control, this shit that makes people that want to do this not want to do it anymore. And here's the thing, though. You probably got lucky. Because we may be able to pop that head off and change that valve, lap it, put a new stud in it, and a new lock nut. And I would recommend new rockers, because who knows? They all came as a kit. That whole lock nut and rocker thing came as a combo. So it could be like just a bad batch altogether. But the thing is, we're not putting those back in it. Go with ARP. They make good shit. Every bolt, everything on this this engine is ARP except for those studs and nuts. So, but didn't really think that there was going to be an issue with getting some factory Chevrolet 1:7 ratio rockers. Like they're factory. They're not even rollers. They're just regular rockers and lock nuts. It's stuff that costs them like 80 cents to make properly, and somehow they fucked it up. So
Because they got those blind kids doing QA now.
yeah.
It's cheaper that way.
Yeah, it's cheaper that way. This kind of shit makes people not want to do it. And it's a pain in the ass because there's a lot of money in this. I mean, this is like your first build. And now it's running for a mile and we got to take at least half of it apart. Luckily though, you got a job as a mechanic and you're able to make some money and you have no bills. So it shouldn't be too hard to get it back on the road.
But for the average car guy who has to pay rent and groceries and
yeah, this would
it's
be
dead.
This would be a death nail.
It's just dead. It ends up on Facebook Marketplace and it gets finished by the fourth guy who buys it down the road.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this is where the project gets put on pause because we got to figure this out. It's about to get cold, so we got to build up some money.
And I'm broke.
And he's broke. You know, he built a car. So trust me, you still built like 10 grand cheaper than the jet. So be glad you weren't on that project. Oh God.
But you did get stung by the same problems we got stung by.
That was different though.
Well,
we don't normally talk about the fact that the jet's engine is actually the second engine because the first one was cracked. Because maybe you shouldn't get your blocks out of a junkyard. That's not.
Oh, junkyard blocks is fine if you check it.
That's not a company's fault. That's our dumbass fault. So I mean, you should probably get your shit checked though at a machine shop before you spend money on it.
But we did have parts issues too, and it all kind of started about the same time.
Yeah, 2021.
2020, 2021, all these, you know, people that make parts all seem to have turned into one giant multinational conglomerate.
But the thing is, too, is that car, you know, we made things work. This car, it clicked together like Legos. It was
this is supposed to be, you buy a Chevy so you can build everything you need out of a catalog. You just mail order it, it shows up, you put it together, it's Lincoln Logs for hot rod guys.
Yeah.
But
then there's this kind of shit where you get the Lincoln log that, like, was cut by, like, a starving child, and it is not cut properly. And
well, they chewed on it a little
else.
bit because they were hungry.
Yeah, they were trying to eat the Lincoln log. It didn't take the wind out of your sails, which is good. But it would a lot of people.
It's kind of indicative of like where the industry itself is.
Yeah. Either way, the car technically is done. It would run.
No, technically it does run, just not for a while.
Yeah, it does run.
It's got a couple of dead holes.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It does run, but it's not a good idea to do it. That also is that compounded one of the reasons that we were not able to make No Name Nationals this year, which sucks. But we'll be back next year with probably this and the jet, and I've got a lot of work still to do to the jet over the winter. There's a lot of stuff to do, man. It's not like we were just sitting around doing nothing. It's that we were trying to like put out something that was going to be like production quality. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I know it sucks. Like it's not like the best way to cap off a project, but sometimes the things kind of happen, and it's not dead. It's just on pause. So, thanks for watching, subscribe, do all that shit. You know, if you're the company that sold me this stuff, here's my email. Just hit me up. Or else.
I can't comprehend that, dude.
I really hope they comp us on that. But anyway, catch you on the next one.